We're in. Welcome everybody to the Grand Scale Motivation Show. I'm super excited to be introducing you to a very special friend of mine, and you're going to enjoy this show. We are going to be demystifying sales, talking everything to do with sales with a mindset coach, an author of a methodology called the Agonist Trio Methodology that is accredited by the American Institute of Business Psychology. This man is a Pharmapreneur, an international speaker, a consultant in digital training, VR sales and marketing, team building, and entrepreneurship. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome Mr. Saleh Al-Hanash. Saleh, welcome, my friend.
Thank you, my friend, and I like your motivation and way of introducing people. You just remind me of the back days of JCI when we just do things together. Thank you for the host.
I know. Thank you very much. Saleh is all the way from Jordan. He's been doing amazing work in the entrepreneurship training sphere, and we're going to hear a little bit more about that. If you've got any questions that you want to ask, please feel free to engage, send comments, tell us what you think, tell us what your questions are about what he does and about the subject that we're going to be talking about. One thing I know about this guy is that he can answer you on the spot. He has done this 1,000 times and he is super great at it. So I'm excited to have him on the show. I'm excited that he accepted our invitation to come on the Grand Scale Motivation Show. Saleh, Let's start with this, man. So tell us a little bit about yourself. Who are you? Where did you grow up? And how did you end up in this field where you are in now?
Yes, question is always the main question after everybody sees me that I am a pharmacist. So they ask me, why did you left pharmacy and the pharmacy field and just you jump into the entrepreneurial field? So just to tell you brief about me, I am a pharmacist. I studied pharmacy because I got a good grade in the GPA. That's it. Seriously.
That's it.
Yes.
No.
And by the way, I was supposed to go to be an engineer, okay? But
right.
Before one day they edited the applications on the universities or the grades for applications, and just went for pharmacy. Then right. I love this. What they call it. I love this field, and I jumped into sales and marketing in one of the biggest pharmaceutical companies worldwide, which is Pfizer, that they are doing now the vaccine for the pandemic that we are having. Yes,
right.
Definitely. So I worked there for 9 years. Inside Pfizer, I just what we call absorbed the meaning of sales, because to tell you the truth, I like the American mentality in sales. They have,
I love it too.
Definitely, they have a very hard school, which is they told you just bring me results, then tell me how you did it. so don't tell me that. Don't go for the process. Just bring results and tell me how you did it. And that's the fantastic thing. So this mindset just grows me with a huge self-awareness and self-learning, just to keep updating myself and trying to absorb more from everything surround me. Then I just also decided to find my passion, and just started to try and do things like what we call in our in the medicine field, in the medical field, which is the trial and error, till I found my passion, which was on the training and standing in front of people and talking to people. Then I opened my company, which is Agonist Consult, in 2016, and now I'm totally working for my own company. That's briefly about me, my friend.
Fantastic. Thank you very much for that description. I just want to go back a little bit back from before you even did pharmacy and get to know the man behind how did you grow up and what part of your growing up led you to pharmacy and in the end to this, finding your passion and doing what you do?
Definitely, my parents' impact was the biggest impact on my life. Like any child, like we have some political situations and some environmental situations because we are originally derived from a Palestinian family that just came to Jordan in the 80s, and all the families, all type of those families, just focused on education, focused on doing things by themselves, and be always entrepreneurs by their mindsets. Because they don't have fortunes, they don't have legacy, they need to prove themselves and just start from scratch. So I definitely we absorb this mindset and mentality from parents, and we just grow up. So the idea is there is nothing for you in life other than hardworking, and that's it. So that's briefly.
So your parents, were they also entrepreneurial? Did they have a business that they ran, or you are the kind of first generation entrepreneur? They were the professionals that got professional jobs that kind of gave you a fresh a start.
Yes, definitely. For my parents, to tell you about my dad, he wasn't a business owner. He just worked for a place. He's a bank sector, so you love those people. I know that. For 38 years of experience, so you can imagine that. But he kept always tell me that, Saleh, don't stick in a place. Just start your own business. If you want to grow, if you want to scale, keep searching, keep learning, and try to have your own business at one day of any day of your life. So from that pushing and that school, I just emerged and decided to do my own thing.
So when you decided to start your own business, Agonist, what gave you the idea that you were ready to move, and what kind of preparation in the mindset did you have to make for you to start working and saying, you know what, now I'm going to go for this? And then what made you decide, you know what, I'm going to take it full time?
That's a good question, by the way. And this is one of the important questions that I would like always to just highlight on it, because unfortunately, to tell you the truth, that entrepreneurial field is not beautiful as what we see in the social media and in the on screens, because it's really very hard. And unfortunately, youth are getting faked by what they have been told about it, because they tell them that just go for your passion, jump for your passion, and just follow it, and then they find themselves in the streets without any food, without salaries, and without anything. So back to your question is, first of all, I depend on the on my mentors and surrounding people's feedback, because this is the most important thing. Okay, sometimes you see that I have a passion in food or in cooking, but I'm really bad in cooking, so don't go for cooking. I know if you have passion in that, but don't go for that. Exactly. So number one, please ask for the feedback from the surrounding people, because in the entrepreneurship or on the entrepreneurial mindset, we always say that the customers and people will pay you for the service. So if they are not convinced in that, okay, so they will not pay you for it. So this is number one. So I am, as I told you, I start searching for my passion like 5 years. And when I found it in 2014, I remember I started to give trainings inside my company and started to get more feedbacks, and also try it outside my company as in my free time, volunteering, etc., inside JCI, as you know for sure. every time I got feedback, what are the good things, what are the areas to improve, and start improving it till I found myself ready to jump. But also I didn't jump. This is the the methodology that I used is to secure at least 2 annual contracts, okay,
Right.
before I resigned totally from my job. So
Ah.
before I resigned totally, I was securing like it wasn't big numbers of annual agreements and contracts, definitely, but it was at least securing, let's say, good small lifestyle for myself, okay, just to make sure that I will not take money from my dad, from
Yeah.
anyone, that something that sufficient for me to buy some food, just to move and mingle and start doing sales in the upcoming years, and that's it.
I like that you first of all, you put some work into your business before you jumped into your business, because I mean, jumping into your business might be abusing it if there isn't something that you have set as a base, and you did that way before. And I also love the fact that you're saying you put some thought into the move itself, because the move is not just an emotional move, it's a real move, it's a financial move. It will affect everything that you do in your personal life, so you don't just jump on an emotional motivation for it. So thank you for clarifying that. And now that you are in it, into the place that you love, and you are training, what keeps you there? What kind of stuff that has been happening there makes you satisfied that you are doing the thing that you want to do?
Oh, good questions. You prepared a really nice, good questions. First, the answer is two parts. First of all, the passion. When you found your passion, definitely you will be enjoying every single moment. Despite that, before finding my passion, maybe I was a hard worker. I was working 10 hours per day in
Mhm.
my previous job. But now I'm sometimes really, I keep working like for 18 hours and 16 hours per day. So
Yeah.
the people that says that if you found your passion, you will be happy and you will not be working, you will be the manager of
You will
yourself.
never work
Definitely,
a day in your life.
you will be your manager of yourself, but definitely you will work more than normal working hours for a
That's true.
normal employee. Definitely.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
this is number one. It is the passion. Number two, I am always out of my comfort zone, which means
Yeah.
that I need to, in the training field, if you are not satisfying the people that you are training or coaching or mentoring them, you
Yeah.
need to be always updated with all the informations. If your
Yeah.
customers
Mhm.
once felt that you are not updated or you are not the one, you will lose
Yeah.
the job. So
Yeah.
definitely, I am always outside or out of my comfort zone,
Yeah.
learning every time, trying to update myself, and that's what
Yeah.
I'm loving. I'm
Yeah.
really upgrading at least my self-learning things and trying also to update my self-awareness. I'm trying to be always agile.
Mm, 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 mm. One thing I love about what you have done with your business is that you have trained a lot of entrepreneurs in Jordan, in the Middle East, and also in the African region. Tell us a little bit more about that impact, how many businesses and how many lives you've impacted using your training.
Oh, interesting. If I want to tell you numbers, I really can't. I don't have
Yeah.
clear statistics, but
Yeah.
it is more than 3,000 people that I have trained since 2017 till now. A lot of companies. The post that I had posted before one day, I had only for sales mentorship. I had mentored like 50 companies in Jordan and Palestine on sales between startups and small medium enterprises, etc. So
Yeah.
we are trying to do the impact as much as we can, definitely hoping that everyone just took at least 1 hour with me and my friends and my colleagues, definitely in any program that we have been done in since 2017. They got a really impactful results. To tell you the truth, like any training or any coaching session, people got motivated definitely after the sessions, like for 4 hours or 4 days. But it is now that their self fuel needs to be always fired just to keep them running in this field. And
Yeah.
this is what we say always on the entrepreneurial field. It's about you. It's about how you are upgrading yourself. It's about always what the impact that you want to do for yourself and your employees.
Fantastic. Welcome. Thank you very much, all those who are watching. I see Tapiwa Peace, my friend. Thank you very much for saying hello. Amin, welcome. Ahmad, Muhammad, Ayed, thank you so much for coming through. Looks like a big fan base of Mr. Saleh Al-Hanash is here. Thank you so much for coming through. Now, let's get to the subject of sales, because this is what you train. Of course, you train a lot of other things, and I must say, I had an opportunity to get a 2-hour. It must have been a 2-hour training of sales about a few months ago with Saleh Al-Hanash, and one of the things that I realized when I got there was that this was one of the most impactful sales training I got. It really hit home. So I would really love for you, if you're watching, to really take your notebook, write this. If you're going to watch this again, watch this, because there's going to be serious nuggets coming out of this conversation. So sales, my friend. First of all, why sales? Why is sales important for the entrepreneur? And why are you focusing on sales? Why should we even talk about sales for the entrepreneur?
Interesting. First of all, because sales is everywhere in our life. Did you like when you go to marry your your wife? Definitely, you want to do a pitch sales for their family, just to let them be convinced about you and your situation. When you want to buy anything, when you want to do a presentation at job, everything is about selling yourself in front of everyone. So we are doing sales every day, many times in our life, and in each day we are doing like 2 to 3 to 4 selling pitches all over our 24 hours. But unfortunately, when it comes to our jobs and the entrepreneurial world, we just forget all of this, and we just focus on the innovation. We just focus on how we will get funds, how we will be getting investors, which is true, and which is important. I know how will I get seed fund? How will I grow? Definitely, but for me, this is a fake sales. This is not a true sales, because there is no customers for you. You will not grow. You are putting on yourself in the financials. We call it's loan. Even if it is investors money, definitely this is a loan on you, because you need to bring it back, or he's taking part as an equity from your company or from your idea for the upcoming years. So your strength will be your customers, and your value in market will be how many customers and how many users they are using your idea or product or platform. So simply, sales is the fuel of life.
I love that you have said that, and you have emphasized the importance of sales. And you're right to say fake sales. And I saw that what you posted on your Facebook, to say some people now, they've gotten grants for their business, some have gotten investors, some have gotten loans, and it gives you a comfort zone and a comfort base that says, you know what, my business is gonna work. But really, when the customer hasn't given you a cent in your business, you have no business case, right? And that is super important, that people have to learn sales. So tell us a little bit about the sales process and in your training, some of the things that you think people need to know about sales?
Okay, so number one in sales is that what people have the mindset of the salesman or the salespeople is that they are trying to push themselves or to push customers to buy from them because
Right.
they are doing it in a sorry for the terminology, in a cheap way, just because they are selling themselves or selling their products. The idea of sales is not like this. Idea of now all the terminologies in sales and all the methodologies in sales is focusing on the which comes from the human centric design
Right.
methodologies, which is customer centricity. What do you mean by that? You need always to address your product for the needs
Oh, come
and
on now.
problems
Mm,
and of your customers. So don't go
mm,
for your customer and buy and sell them. Sell them your product unless
mm,
they are you found their needs and their
mm,
problems. If you
mm,
can do that, definitely you will keep selling, and definitely your customers will be happy from your products.
mm,
To make it easier, in psychology of sales,
mm,
we know that as a human we pay money for two things:
mm.
even pain or pleasure.
Right.
Pain, we means that if you are hungry, you go buy food. If you are thirsty, you go buy something to drink.
Mm,
Pleasure, you want to go to watch cinema, you go for the cinemas. You go for
mm,
buying. You have a lot of jackets, but you
mm.
found this jacket as a fancy one. I will buy it. Okay,
Yeah.
definitely. So, but when the crisis came up, every product was addressed for pleasure, just
Mm,
stopped completely. Why? Because people got back to Maslow pyramid, got
mm,
back to the base,
mm.
which is
Basics.
security. Exactly, basics: security, food,
Mm,
and
mm,
etc. Hygienation, medication, everything. Okay,
mm,
so you will tell me now, okay, but not all the products. Also, their sectors just grow, and they weren't in like food, security, blah blah blah, like the banking sectors,
mm,
or the money transactions, or the delivery things. Definitely, I'm talking about all the sectors that were addressing the needs and the problems for people all over the world.
mm,
Uh, to tell you an example, for me, I was training in my company. We are a training company
mm.
focused on three parts: sales and marketing, entrepreneurship and innovation, and event management, which was completely offline because people love to gather and do team
Yeah.
building activities and etc. and cycle meetings and things like that. But when the pandemic just came on, so everything regarding the event management stopped.
Mm,
So we did a meeting with with the team, and we started to think what now companies needs and problem. Their
mm,
needs and problem is they are not professional on the online platforms and on
mm,
doing the events on the online,
mhm,
because even they don't know, even
mm.
they don't know how to use it professionally. They don't
Right.
know how to plug in many platforms and many applications inside it and how to make it interactive and blah blah blah. So we
Yeah.
studied 1 month. Everyone in the team took an assignment and started to study and get certificates and things, and now we are selling virtual meetings, virtual trainings, virtual events for too many customers. And thanks to God, we scaled outside Jordan. We reached
Wow.
Germany, and we reached Tunisia, we
Mm,
reached Lebanon and
mm,
Turkey. And that
mm,
was because we were focusing on what customers want, not what we want. This is
mm,
simply the
mm,
mindset of sales.
mm. So the mindset of sales is focusing on the pain or the pleasure of the client, what they want, and that's where you begin to focus on. And I love what you've said, because when the period or the times changed, you went back to what the people want, because that's what you work on. So let's dig a little bit deeper into that pain and the pleasure. I'm passionate about a certain field. I think this is what I want to do, but I haven't studied the pain and the pleasure of my clients. How best do I go about finding out where their pain or where their need for pleasure is, so that I can prepare my mind for selling?
Interesting.
Yeah.
Excellent question. This is also how you sales is about actions. Sales is about
Right.
not staying behind your desk and just
Come on.
thinking and drawing the
Mm.
map, which is important. It's not about just making meetings with the team, drawing what the fancy draws on your walls, and using the methodologies that everywhere. It is important,
Yeah.
definitely,
Yeah.
but you
Yeah.
need to listen for your customers. I have a hashtag which is in Arabic. I always tell it to my customers: just go to the street. I go to the field. Okay,
Right.
what does
Mm.
that mean? It means that please don't stay at your office. Go to your
Mm.
customers, go to
Mm.
the clients, ask them, what do you want? Call them. How can I help you? What do you need now? What's your main problem? How can I help you to overcome this crisis? Or even if there is no crisis, what do you
Mm.
need now? What you are looking for? What's your
Mm.
main problem? What's your main needs? So
Mm.
if you do that, and listen to your target audience, because you need also to define your target audience first, just to
Right.
go to the field and ask them,
Mm.
you will
Mm.
be selling what they need, not what you want. And this is very important.
Mm, mm, mm. And how do I overcome the shyness of you saying go to the streets? Don't just stay in your office. How do I overcome the shyness? How do I even start approaching them and saying, hey, I'm coming to your office. I want to come meet you and find out what your pain is. Because entrepreneurs and businesses, most of the times when they hear that someone wants to come and see them, already they are thinking, this person wants to sell. How do you get to a place where you secure the meeting that makes you find out, or the phone call that makes you find out what your client is needing at the time?
Okay, so definitely, if you have your client list, definitely, so there should be a base for your clients and customers, because you have
Right.
been working with them like before 6 months or 1 year or years. So
Yeah.
you have the doors open. So this
Mm.
is simple, easy. Tell them that I will just let's have a meeting online or offline, because
Mm.
maybe we have a product that you will be interested in, just to help you in this crisis. So tell them that you are having something for them, not
Mm.
because you want to sell them something. Don't
Yeah.
use the terminology of selling. I'm coming here to
Right.
sell you.
Yeah.
I'm coming here to help you. I'm coming here
Ah.
to partner with you. So this is
Mm.
easiest part, because definitely you ice break the entry for yourself in those companies.
Right.
Let's talk about the new people. So we
Mm.
have in the sales, or new customers, we have in sales something we called effective openings. What do you mean by effective openings? Effective openings have 5 ways. First,
Mm.
definitely, if you have make it in the call, or you make it as a visit for them,
Mhm. Mhm.
just try first of all to secure a meeting inside the
Mm.
call. Tell them that, hi, my name is Al-Hanash, I'm from Agonist Consult, and use one of those 5 ways. First of all,
Right.
use a fact, like,
Mm.
as you know, Mr. Uno, definitely a fact which with numbers, and something that really it is a fact. Let's say, as you know, Mr. Uno, that 70% of companies nowadays just failed in making effective virtual meetings and events for their customers, and
Mm.
that affected their sales, because they weren't able to reach their customers effectively and brand
Right.
themselves in the right direction.
Right.
So we have a solution for you that is very much feasible. And in Agonist, we have developed something that will be feasible according to your budget, and that will address your need. Can we
Mm.
have a 1 hour meeting, online or offline, with you, to tell you more about what we can have and how we can partner with you, and tell
Mm.
you how we can customize this solution for your company?
Mm.
And
Mm.
just this is something quick.
A
So
great
first of
opening.
all, yes, this
Fact.
is opening fact.
Mm.
Something The second way, way, yes, is to use something new, like to tell them, Mr. Uno, we have we have something really new in Jordan for the first time that is addressed, which is the smart rooms, like what we do in now Agonist. We are the first company in Jordan that is doing the smart rooms and customized what we can blended type of events, which is offline and offline together at the same time.
Mhm.
Okay, so something new. Third
Mhm.
thing is use a creative analogy. Just tell them
Mhm.
like, are you searching for, or tell them like, hello, I'm Saleh Al-Hanash. I am the virtual meeting expert in Jordan. So I would love to just to go for something like, they didn't hear virtual meeting before, or I'm the virtual meeting, blah, 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 something. Just use terminologies that they want to hear. The
Yeah. Okay.
fourth, exactly. The fourth way is to tell them a story. If there is a story in South Africa that everyone's know and a big success about someone, or a big pain that everyone just saw in South Africa, just grab it and tell them about it and use it as an opening. Okay.
Yeah.
So this is the ways that you can start your speech with. And the
Mhm.
fifth way, definitely, and the last way um, is the which I told you about the storytelling. I told you about
The,
the
so you say that you can do the story, you can do the facts, you can do the nice words, where you say I'm this and this expert.
yes,
Um, and which one was the fourth one? Story,
fact,
expert, fact.
yes, something
Uh,
new, addressing something new and innovative.
right,
From the start of the call, that you are,
right,
hey, Mr. Uno, I'm bringing you something new that you will
right.
be the first one to see in Jordan. So
Mm-hmm.
see, the facial expressions will be, tell me more.
Comprehensive.
Okay,
Yeah.
exactly. And the fifth one is linking to a previous call. Like if you have been calling them before, or a referral from someone, hello, Mr. Uno, I just got your number from a friend of yours called, etc. He told me that you are too much interested in, let's say, the virtual reality, or on upgrading your business regarding this thing. Okay.
Right. Right.
And that's it. Just do the effective opening to engage the customers.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Then next step, don't sell your product. This
Uh-huh.
is the mistake that everyone
Mm.
in sales do. Next step is doing probing, what we call the art of questioning. Just
Right.
ask them
Question.
what do they want, questions exactly about their needs. And
Mm-hmm.
then when you found their problems and needs, put your product as a solution
Come on.
for their pain. And that's it.
All right. Mm. 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 Okay. Give me two examples of questions that we can ask. So let's say we are using the referral one, right? So Mr. Uno, Saleh referred me to you, and he said you may be interested in improving your virtual meetings and how you interact with your customers. What would be the next question now that you ask before you introduce your fantastic product that you have?
Just start asking about their problems. Like tell them that definitely you tried to use the any virtual platforms. Can you tell
Yeah.
me more? Start with opening questions. Definitely start with opening questions. Let them talk. Okay.
Mhm.
So can you tell me more? How was your experience? What was the areas that you felt that you want your company to be guru in, or you want your company to be your customers to see you as an expert in that area. Tell me what
Yeah.
was your pain. Tell me what was.
Mm,
Tell me about your experience,
mm,
Mr. Uno.
mm,
So Mr.
mm.
Uno starts to speak. Okay.
Yeah.
We wanted like a secure platforms to use. So definitely you went for Microsoft Teams, and we don't want to go for Zoom. But we found that Zoom is much easier for the customers to go. And
Mm,
but do you know what? We felt that we are paying too much money for some companies because they are taking to blah blah blah. So it depends. It depends on how the customers answers you. Okay.
Yeah.
You can ask you can ask them also. So okay. So you told me that you are searching for a secure platforms or virtual platform. Don't jump for conclusion. Don't tell them, okay, so I can't sell you now. I have it. Okay, please take this is WebEx. I can sell you WebEx. Don't do this. Don't do this. Keep probing. So tell them that. This is called empathizing with customers. How we can empathize. So tell them that, okay, so Mr. Ulu, you told me about security. Can you elaborate more? What do you mean by you didn't find anything secured? So because don't jump to conclusions. Let them talk. So he will elaborate more about the security. He will elaborate more about the financial pricing of the platform. He will elaborate more about the features that are inside the platform to make the customers more engaged or the participants more engaged with you. So let's say, okay, Microsoft Teams don't have polls. So you can tell him that, okay, is it necessary to be inside the platform for you, or maybe we can plug in other applications like Mentimeter.com or Mentimeters.com or Google Forms inside it. But we can't use Google Forms because I'm telling you a real story now. We can't use Google Forms, Saleh, because Google Forms are not approved by our headquarters. Okay, so what to do? Let me find a solution for you that I can let you use. So we did our research, and then we got back to them. Can you use Mentimeter.com? They told us, yes, we can use Mentimeter.com. So that's it. So they used Mentimeter.com with MS Teams, and they found it a great solution. Okay, so you need to keep asking. If they asked about security, you just jump for WebEx. Don't jump for WebEx because WebEx is over budgeting. Let's say it is over budget for them. Let them have their own product. It's not about always selling what you want. Okay, sell what they need. I know that you want for WebEx because it's more profitable for your company, but start from small door, enter from small door, prove yourself as a trusted partner for them, and then when you become an advocate, you can put whatever product for yourself for your customers.
Wow. Saleh, you have I know that this is like your everyday thing. You teach this every day, but I'm hoping for the people that are going to be watching this or that are watching this right now, that you are taking some notes on sales here. And it doesn't matter what you're doing. If you're a singer, a professional singer who entertains people, it's the same process of selling. You need to get yourself some good corporate customers, some good church customers that get to know your product. So this is exactly how you get to know it. And I love the methodology that you're using. It's customer centric. You are researching at the same time that you are thinking of selling. So you're coming in, you're asking questions, and you want to give the customer what they are looking for at that very right time. So, Saleh, now that you've told us this process, what are some of the mistakes or myths around sales? What people think sales is, and it actually isn't. What are some of the no mistakes that many people end up doing, and they definitely don't produce the results for them?
Good question. Okay, so it's a true what people do, and because of it, they don't generate sales, right?
Yeah.
That's good.
Some of it you've already started on it, but yeah, you can go ahead.
Definitely. First of all, the fake sales, which is I truly want people just to get attention on it. Don't do fake sales. Don't go for grants. Go for grants. I'm not to say don't go. Go for grants. Go for investors. Go for whatever you want. But this is not sales. This is something that just to help you to go for doing sales. Okay. This is a fuel for you to do sales, but don't replace it. Don't say that, okay, I got $20,000 this year. I don't need anything else. I will be back on my desktop just developing my own product or upgrading my beta version, etc., etc., etc. Don't do this. So this is number one. Number two, there is something we called in sales, people buy because they want just to get rid of you. What do I mean by this? Just keep pushing and nagging is not the right strategy for sales.
Come on.
Okay, what do I mean by that? They told you that when we are interviewing salespeople, tell me something negative about your personality. People tell you about, and they youth always in the interviews keep saying the same sentence. People tell me that I'm a nagging person, so I know that this is not good. He wants to tell us that he is good in following up on customers. Nagging is not following up. Nagging is something, and following up is something else. Following up means that to follow up by emails, by call, by visits and meetings with customers. But when you reach an agreement, nagging is keep knocking on customers without an agreement. So this is totally different, and this will not bring you a true sales. Maybe if it will succeed, just Mr. Uno will buy from me because he wants to get rid of me, and that's it. Once, and he will not make it for the second time. I'm talking about long-term sales, sustainable sales mindset. This is the second mistake, or the second thing they do. The third mistake, which is the most important, if we want to do your sales strategy, you should use the pyramid. Okay. The base of the pyramid, please make it efficacy. What do I mean by efficacy? Is the efficacy of your product for your customer, how your customers see your product effective. If your customer is convinced in the efficacy of your product, he will keep buying it. What is the mistake? The mistake is people and companies, entrepreneurs and companies, just put the price as their first strategy of sales, or the service as their first strategy of sales. Price is a factor that will affect the sales process, but it's not your sales strategy. So your sales strategy should be efficacy, then your safety of the product. It means that it is secured, it's not secured for your customers. If it is a baby product, so it is safe for the babies. If it is a fintech product, is it secure to be used by our customers and using the virtual world? Then the compliance. What do you mean by the compliance? Is that the ease of use of the product. Is it complicated? Is it hard for me to reach the product or use the product? So those are the three main factors you need to focus on, and your customer needs to be convinced on. Then comes the price and the services that you are offering as a package. So to give you an example. So when you go buying, if I ask you, from where do you buy your laptops in South Africa, you will tell me that something we called in Jordan Smart Buy. Okay. So why you are going to Smart Buy? Because Smart Buy is a place that I am. I will not say Smart Buy because I'm not convinced in that. So I will say Saleh Buy. Okay, I will go to Saleh Buy because Saleh Buy is a place that they have good customer service. They have definitely good explanation about the product. Their products are with a warranty for 1 year. If you want any extra services, they do for yourself. They bring trusted products. They bring very well-known brands like Lenovo, like Apple, like Huawei, etc., etc. So you feel that there is something trusted. Okay, so efficacy, safety, again, and compliance. And why do you go for them? Because I can reach them, because they have too many branches and it is easy for them. I can buy online and etc. Then prices are competitive, and also they do sometimes like offers and Black Fridays and something like that. This is normal, and every country in the world have like those branches. Do we have in Jordan or in any place in the world, shops that sell laptops in cheaper prices than this, definitely we do. Why we don't go for them? Because we are not convinced in their efficiency, in their compliance, and in their security. So the first mindset should be, if your sales strategy, your customer needs to be totally convinced on the efficiency of your product. If he or she got convinced on the efficiency of your product, they will pay. Exactly. Thank you so much.
Wow. Those are big words. So you said efficacy. What was the second one? Safety.
Security in do brackets.
Right.
Then compliance, which means that those terminologies are used in the medical field, but also it is in our field because it is all over the compliance.
So this is the ease of use, right? Compliance is the ease of use. How easy is it to use to get what I want? And then the other things come in as packages around. The problem is that when we make sales calls already, we start with the top. We haven't talked about the need. We haven't talked about how safe it is. And we haven't talked about how easy our product or service is for the person to use so that they solve their problem. We start right at the top. I'm selling this and this. You know what it reminds me of? You know, our folks who sell at the market, and all they're doing is just like, oranges, 50 rand, orange.
Exactly. This is the problem. And when we do that, we call the sales visit as a call visit. In the books of sales, we call it calls. Not we don't call it. We name it sales calls. Why? Because you are doing a conversation. So. All the salespeople all over the world, what do? Like, hello, Mr. Uno, my name is Saleh Al-Hanash. I'm from Agonist Company. Today, they do an effective opening. I have an interesting offer for you, Mr. Uno. We have a laptop that have 50% discount, and it is the most affordable. No, they don't use affordable. The cheapest price in Jordan. Are you interested, Mr. Uno? So the first impression you will get is what? Like, what the hell you are telling me? No, sorry, thank you so much. I'm not interested. You are offering me.
First of all, I never said I wanted a laptop.
Exactly. But if you come to me and address me, what is my problem, and your laptop will solve this problem, I will buy it. I will then ask about the price.
That's very true. That's very true. Man, I could ask a lot of questions to you about sales, and I know we could go for a very long time talking about it. Maybe let me throw in one last one for us tonight. You mentioned, so I want to improve in my selling skill as an entrepreneur, right? What are the things? So you mentioned things that I must start doing, but how do I get? You mentioned something in your post yesterday about acquiring the selling skill. How do I sharpen the saw and make sure that I'm getting better all the time? What kind of things do I need to do to make sure that my selling game at each point is improving every day?
Interesting. In one word, it's about practicing. Keep practicing. There is nothing called I am a sales guru. I can do the best sales call for any product, anytime, anywhere. No, this is a fake sentence. Okay, or as we know the terminology of fake it till you make it in sales. Unfortunately, it's not there. In the sales field, you will be busted directly if you don't know those three things. First of all, I recommend every salesperson don't go to the field before completely memorizing your product. Whatever your product, knows every single details about the product that you are selling. Because if the customer asks you any small question and you don't know how to answer it, you got busted, and at least he will feel insecure that, okay, Uno doesn't know the answer. Okay, this is a problem. So please don't go to the field and tell me I am a nice salesperson. My terminologies will let everyone to buy. No. This is sorry. it's fake. It will not work. So the product knowledge is very much important, and number one. Number two, do your homework before going to your customers. What do I mean by that? Search about the customer that you are going to. Do the research. Search about the company that you are doing. What are the areas that they are focusing on? What are their values? What are the needs? What are their revenue streams and sales revenues in the previous years? So just try to know as much as data as you can get before going to the sales call. And during the sales call, as we mentioned, ask questions, and remember always to start asking about their needs, get more informations, then give them your product as a part of the solutions for their problem, and don't leave any sales call without sales call into brackets visit without reaching an agreement followed by a commitment. What do I mean by that? Agreement, like you showed them study about something, you addressed a problem, and they got convinced that your product is a solution for it. So tell them that. So, Mr. Uno, do you agree with me? Are you fine with the discussion till now, with the results we have been showing till now? Are you fine with the data that I've showing you? Definitely, Mr. Uno will say yes. The mistake that everyone is doing now, okay, thank you so much. So you'll buy from us? No, still I have problems. I need to understand more. So after that, go for a commitment. The commitment means, in the sales world, letting your customer be committed with you in action.
Right.
What do I mean by that? So can we have another sales call, Mr. Uno, like next week? Because till now we have done like 1 hour, and I know that you have a lot of work. It's not about pushing. It's about getting the mindset of sales. So he will say yes. Or can you read the data, and in the next call we can discuss further on. He will tell you that, okay, Mr. Saleh, I don't know too much about technology, but I can see that you are an expert in that field. So let me bring the IT or the technical guy in our company for our next meeting. Can you do it? Tell them definitely. So when will be the next meeting? After one week? Okay, what time? It's at 5 p.m. So next week, 5 p.m. So you closed the commitment, actions to do. You come to the next meeting also prepared, and blah, blah, blah. After you finish the call and you get out from the sales visit, which is the part of evaluation, you need to evaluate the sales call. So the sales call, ask yourself, whom we're talking too much, me or the customer?
Come on.
What we think the best seller is that he is talking 90% of the conversation, and the customers just says 10%. This is not an effective sales call. The effective sales call is that the customer speaks 60% to 70%, and you speaks only 30%.
Wow.
This is really, ask yourself, if you speak too much, definitely you didn't took notes from your customer, so you didn't make an effective sales call. So ask yourself, did I use the product knowledge in an effective way? Did I use the marketing material in an effective way? Did I use the was the customer impressed? Did the customer convinced? Did I make a commitment? Did I not? And then complete the cycle. This cycle is what you find in the sales books and in the academic books. We call it pre-call, in-call, post-call. Okay. You find it planning, execution, and evaluation with the difference of the terminologies. So it's about plan every visit, execute it, and evaluate, and review. Definitely.
Fabulous. Oh, man, I didn't know we could talk about sales so much. I see my friend VP Naja is here. Thank you so much. People are getting a lot of knowledge, and Shadi is saying practicals. Yes, thank you so much. Thank you, Brian, Ambassador. And some all the way from Zambia. Thank you for joining on this call. Man, you see how lit up this conversation is. I'm sure many people who would want to get in touch with you, get to know more about sales, get to know more about how they can, improve their sales speech, because sales is, like you said, is the lifeblood of any business. How do people get in touch with you?
How people get in touch? Simply call Uno, and Uno. I'm joking. I'm everywhere, my friend. So,
Yeah.
and this is part of the being an effective salesperson, being everywhere, right, being a networker. So, I am in all social medias with my name, as you can see, Saleh Al-Hanash. I am in Facebook, Instagram, Telegram, Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube. Everywhere you can find me. Don't worry. So just search about me and you will find me. Definitely, I'm also a JCI member. So I'm in the biggest network in the world, which is the JCI, that I'm proudly a member in it. Just I want to, before I know that we reached 1 hour, which is the end of the
call
of our call. Okay, it's not a call. It's a nice meeting. Last tip, or what I can say, last advice, because it's not a tip, it's an advice. Please focus on the cash flow. This is a tip for all entrepreneurs and companies. I know sales is very important, but sometimes you can do sales by doing contracts, by doing long-term agreements. Please focus on your cash flow. What we saw with companies in the crisis, that they were selling hugely and impactfully in their countries, but they were depending on long-term agreements, like annual payments at the end of the year, like annual 2 to 3 years payments. And this, what happens now, there was a huge cost with no cash flow that caused the entrepreneurs to shut down their own startups and their small medium enterprises. So the trick is on the cash flow. Try always to secure long-term agreements, as I mentioned, but make it on lots. Quarterly payments. Focus on the cash flow in your account. And you are a financial guy, I know that. The most successful entity is with the best cash flow in their accounts. It's not about assets. It's not about blah, 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 blah. Exactly. It's about cash flow, cash flow, cash flow.
Wow. Well, ladies and gentlemen, you've heard it from this great trainer, coach, motivational speaker, inspirational leader, Saleh Al-Hanash, all the way from Jordan. Thank you so much, my friend, for coming through, and thank you very much for being a part of this show. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Grand Scale Motivation Show. Thank you so much for tuning in every time. Thank you for, coming through with your comments and learning whatever it is you want to learn. This is the place that you get to self-develop, self-realize. This is the place where you get that self-actualization that you've been looking for, and we give it to you every single week. We got many webinars that are coming on soon, and I will be posting them, letting you know how you can get in touch. We've got so many other services that we want to give to you, and we want to help you grow your business, help you grow your career, help you grow the life that you want to get. And we know that you will definitely become financially sustainable as entrepreneurs, as employees, and in your families. Thank you so much. Have a fantastic holiday. People, stay safe. You know how it is. Sanitize, put on your masks, and make sure you social distance. And we'll see you in the next show. Thank you very much, everybody.